Hey, I'm Zach, and I'm immunosuppressed. Right now, we are living through a pandemic. Yeah, duh, that's why you're watching this inside your home.
You better be watching this inside your home.
As coronavirus has spread throughout the US, as we have become the most infected nation in the world, there's been a lot of talk about who are these people who are actually most at risk. And isn't it just old people? So we actually don't have to be concerned at all. Well, I'm one of those people. Yo. And there are a lot more of those people in your life than you might think. So if you would, please get comfortable. This is gonna be one of those videos where I talk to you about something serious because I am terrified, and I hope you're terrified too. Many of our viewers have heard me talk about this before, but if you're new here, I have an autoimmune disease called ankylosing spondylitis, and yes, it is exactly as fun as it sounds. Basically, if left untreated, all my bones would fuse together and I would become the least effective member of the X-Men.
Bone Man, with the power of back pain.
My medicine is crucial. It works by suppressing my immune system and preventing all those nasty processes that are so damaging to my body. And that is awesome, but it comes with a price. It also means that my immune system is just generally weaker, and that is not so awesome, especially right now. The physical challenge for people who are immunosuppressed or immunocompromised or immunodeficient, the whole immunofam, is that we are generally more susceptible to sickness. We get sick easier, we stay sick longer, and the severity can be more intense and more dangerous. The mental challenge for people like us is that you never know if you're being properly cautious or just straight up paranoid. Enter COVID-19 from stage left. If I were to contract the coronavirus, well, I don't exactly know. I'm young, relatively. I'm not TikTok star young, but you know, I'm young. I'm healthy, except for the chronic pain and bone stuff, but I'm immunosuppressed. It's possible I only have a 5% more chance of contracting the disease. It's possible that number is a whole lot higher. What happens if I were to get the disease? Well, it's possible that my body would kick its ass. It's possible that from complications I would require hospitalization or worse. I just have no way of knowing, and it's not something I particularly want to find out. And that feeling of not knowing is frankly driving me insane, because I don't know if I'm overreacting or underreacting. Something as simple as getting takeout and having a handoff from a delivery man. Is that irresponsible? My Wi-Fi has been out and I nearly had a panic attack on the phone with the cable company debating if I could possibly let someone into my house. No Wi-Fi or death. It's tough. That's tough. My neighbor across the hallway has been coughing and I heard him say that he has a cold. Does that mean that there is infection in my hallway? Can I not even leave this apartment? A little over a month ago, before the need to shelter in place became obvious to most of the country, there were these two warring voices inside my head. One that was telling me, there's probably nothing to worry about. And the other one shouting in my ear, you fool, save yourself! I've been quarantining here officially for 25 days now, but in practice, it's been longer than that. For 2 weeks before I started quarantining, I stopped going out. Turned down invites to friends' birthday parties, didn't go out to dinner, just basically work and home. Was I being responsible or insane? Back to this. And then even at work, I couldn't help but be freaked out. You know, I love and trust everyone that we work with, and I know that they know the importance of staying home if they're not feeling well. But how many people do they interact with in a given day? What if someone that I knew was an asymptomatic carrier and they didn't even know it? This is when we found out that the disease had been spreading in Washington state for 6 weeks undetected. It could already be too late, and I would have no idea. We had a ton of upcoming travel videos for Try Guys. In fact, today, I was supposed to be in New York for my mom's birthday. So in these early days when national messaging was incredibly mixed, when we were told this is not a problem, not an American problem, not here, I was faced with a very difficult choice. I could err on the side of caution, keep myself safe, but in the process, disappoint those closest to me. Or I could roll the dice. Not that anyone close to me wouldn't understand, of course they would. They wouldn't ask me to do something I wasn't comfortable with. But that feeling of overreacting to something that turns out to be nothing, of looking stupid, it's an overwhelming feeling. I think it comes down to this desire to just be normal. Yeah, I guess I didn't want to admit that something like this could affect me, that it could affect my plans. You know what happened next? That brings us to today. So, what is it like being immunosuppressed during a pandemic? Well, it's probably similar to what you're going through, but just more. I'm staying indoors, I'm not seeing anyone, and I am washing my hands fanatically. But above all, I am trying to maintain my happiness and my sanity and not succumb to these overwhelming feelings of anxiety that wash over me throughout the day. I've started having these nightmares where I'm in a small store, like a sandwich shop, and then suddenly 25 people swarm in. It's like a college field trip. Do colleges have field trips? Doesn't matter. I'm in there, and the nightmare is just that I can't get 6 feet away from them. And I try and cover my face with my shirt, but I know that it's too late and it's no use, and my eyes bolt open and I'm convinced that I've got the Rona and I'm gonna die. Are you guys calling it the Rona? That's what I've been calling it. There are people out there who have it way worse than me. There are people who are immunosuppressed, immunocompromised, immunodeficient, who are probably more at risk and whose reactions would likely be way more severe than mine. But all those people don't have a YouTube channel with 7 million subscribers, so I'm making this video for us. Because when we talk about who is at risk for the coronavirus, it's not some limited sampling of elderly Americans, which, by the way, would still be incredibly tragic. We are talking about diabetics and cancer survivors and asthmatics and those with lung and heart diseases, people of all ages, backgrounds, people you love, people you know, people you interact with every single day, people you watch on YouTube. And also some people who at the moment seem healthy in every conceivable way and will be tragically blindsided by this. This affects all of us. I feel the need to make this video because there's still parts of society that have been slow moving in accepting the severity of what we're facing. Still, as of filming this, we have states that have not issued a shelter-in-place order. And not to beat the Floridian horse here, but watching spring breakers last week continue to go out and disregard the threat that we are facing while I am here confined to my home, it made me want to scream. And it's not just some drunk teens on a beach, it's coronavirus parties and crowded parks and pundits raring to go by Easter. Seeing this all is incredibly hurtful because it sends a message to me and to people like me saying we don't care about what happens to you. So in Italy, we saw that there weren't enough ventilators to go around. And so doctors had to make the terrible choice of who was worthy of those life-saving ventilators and who wasn't, because there just simply aren't enough ventilators to go around. What we saw in Italy is already beginning to happen in New York, and now we're hearing hospitals across the country starting to put protocols in place for if and when they're gonna have to make those same horrible choices that the doctors were making in Italy. And so I am left to wonder, if I or someone like me were to be hospitalized and they saw that I was immunosuppressed, what would they do? If they had one ventilator for 2 people, would they decide that I'm not worth it? It makes me worry. This all changes daily, but the administration is now estimating that 100,000 to 240,000 Americans might die if we do this right. And they are calling that a success story. That is not a success. That is a tragedy in slow motion. The federal response has failed us. The president has failed us. But we don't have to fail each other. We need to act together now because every moment wasted will just lead to more suffering. It's live together, die alone. That's a Lost reference. That excites me. Don't get to make Lost references very often. For you, this will eventually end. I know you're itching for shelter in place to end, and the second it does, I know you're gonna wanna rush outside and get back to life and throw 20-person parties where everyone licks each other's face. Look, I get it. I love a good face licking, but we can't do that. Not immediately. If the virus exists anywhere out there, well, we know what happens. If it's out there, it can and will spread again, and then we're right back where we started. But for me, and people like me, this isn't gonna end soon. This is gonna go on for a while because I'm gonna be living in fear of not knowing if it's actually safe to go outside. And that is a loss. It's a tremendous loss. The life I love is out there. Look, I'm a try guy. It's in my name. I like doing things. I like going to movies and concerts and traveling and meeting new people. And with luck, I will get to do all of those things again soon. But I need your help. We need your help. We are your friends, your family, your neighbors, your nurses, your teachers, your weed dealer, your waiter, the dude at the party whose name you always forget. We're Americans, and we're supposed to stick together. Look, as a quick aside, and I'm not gonna be able to fully address this, but I know that there are a lot of people who don't have the luxury of choice, who cannot stay home, who don't have paid sick leave, who can't afford to miss out on a wage, or who are doing jobs that are essential to all of us continue to live our lives. To the latter, I thank you. To the former, I don't blame you. To those who are out of work because of what is happening, my heart goes out to you. When I say that we need to take care of each other, I don't just mean our health, I mean that all around. If we don't take care of each other, we all pay the price. To my fellow immuno-altered homies out there, I don't think that's a real phrase, but it should be. Please remember to be kind to yourself during these times. Allow yourself happiness and levity and whatever relief that you need, because fuck knows you deserve it. I know that this can be a really overwhelming and scary time. I hope that our videos can be a relief and a laugh for you. This one aside, I promise you that after this one, I will go back to making dumb stuff again. I made like a full true crime documentary about my penis like a couple days ago, so you could go watch that. We unfortunately don't have a choice if we are going to endure this or not. We're in it. If you are scared, frustrated, angry, I see you. Your feelings are valid, and I am right there with you. To the rest of you, thank you for watching. Wash your hands and stay the fuck inside. Thanks.